All right, so all that I just said had to do with episode 1 and 2. Now let's get into my notes for episode 3. All right, the first thing was, it starts off, she gets, I forgot her name, Tally, she gets denied her resignation request. Now, what do you think the resignation request is and why it always gets denied? Is it that we can't leave here? Is it, because you could quit a job, right? So what are we not allowed to resign out of our life? Like, you have to commit suicide to get, like, what is that resignation rejection letter about? Or does it mean that we never get to actually live our own lives? Or is it that at work, yeah, if you wanted to be yourself at work, you really can't. You have to be the corporate robot. So maybe that's the metaphor. What do you think the metaphor is? All right, what else? I left a note about them being monitored and watched, and it made me think about, sometimes throughout my life, it felt like there were people monitoring my progress, and I would also see others' progress get monitored, but I was never in that group that did the monitoring to know what the factors are, to know what the criteria is, to know what the conditioning and positive or negative reinforcement is designed to guide or shape behavior. So there's people that are in the know on that, and that, I think, is, in ways it's good, but other ways it's tremendously unethical to have control over someone else's life if you're not an inmate, right? If you're just an average person and people are trying to condition your path in life to their own aims, it's kind of unethical to me. The lady that seems to be in charge of the whole place does a great acting job of being the cold, corporate, no emotion, angry kind of person. And why is it that those people exist in real life in present day 2022? Like, why would you choose to live your life like that and to be that person? Because not me, we all know people that are just like that. Why? Why would you choose to be that person? You wonder, how does that happen? Well, to be completely void of emotion, it's like, okay, we're trying to look for people to be in top management that do not show any sign of emotion and have no problem issuing discipline to others and being cold-hearted. That's a real good quality trait we're looking for. The scene with John Turturro and Christopher Walken when they meet at, Turturro's team is going to the perpetuity wing. As they're going, they encounter Christopher Walken and his workmate. And Turturro and Walken have this like mutual admiration for each other. And I don't know if it's that they both see themselves as company men that fully believe in the corporate Kool-Aid. I don't know what it is. What do you think that admiration is that they have there? And Walken even mentions that that's a nice tote bag you got. So yeah, they understand each other, but what's that supposed to be about? Oh, and when they meet, they go, "Are you in optics and design? Yeah. Are you in macro data and refinement? Yeah." And they even had buzzword bingo. The IBM buzzword bingo commercial changed everything for me. I didn't know that existed, and once I saw that existed, it caused me to see everything so different. Value added. Then they go to the perpetuity wing. Oh, and Christopher Walken's team are about to perform an egg drop challenge. It was also interesting to see the corporate lady, the head, have to answer to the board, and the board just existed through that audio voice box thing. And there was the girl that represented the board with the fake smile, and how the power of who issues the commands, the imperative sentences, was in the power of the girl that represented the board, and she prevented any imperative sentences made by the corporate lady that has the power over everybody else. So you get to see how the chain of command, or how the power flew in which direction. And the use of these boxes, they're used by every person so that it's easy to control people when they don't know who they're talking to. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You think the Wizard of Oz is some important guy until you find behind the curtain.
And in this case, they use the faceless, humanless voice box to issue commands that you have to follow, and you don't even know who the heck it is you're talking to. Writing on the chalkboard, and then the cell phone at the end, and then the whole perpetuity wing. It's like a lot of corporations invent their own little history, family story, making it always glorious. And you're supposed to have some kind of patriotism towards the founders of the company. Even like, if you look on sandwich companies and pizza companies, like on the cups, there'll be like some family history behind it. So who knows? Anyway, those are some brief thoughts on episode 3. What were your thoughts on episode 3?